Good morning. Welcome to week 9, and this is also my final week working in AstraZeneca. Yesterday, which is day 46. As you may have heard, we have a presentation coming up. So I've been busy preparing for that. And also writing up some of my reports. So I did some of the reports in the weekend. I let one of the scientists check it, and he gave me some feedback, which I'm going to address today because he sent me the email really late yesterday. And early in the morning yesterday, I was actually working on my Pfizer interview. So yeah, on Friday I heard back from Pfizer, and I had like a online video interview. It wasn't too bad. It was 4 questions. Luckily we can retake, so yeah, hope that goes well. And today I'm gonna keep fighting on to finish my presentation. So see you later this evening or tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is vlog for day 46. I did not go to the gym today, and I stress ate my dinner. I also just bought a ton of bread. Well, technically because I'm going to leave and I don't have any more food left, so I bought a lot of bread and I ate a lot of bread, so that's me stress eating. Anyways, at work today, we once again look at too much data. My eyes are bleeding. I'm not complaining though, like it's really interesting to watch, and the scientist is really experienced. Even like the last 30 minutes we were like, okay, we probably don't have a lot of data from this, and then he was like, oh, maybe we can do this, and then he sat down and do it again, which is why I didn't go to the gym, because I left the office at like 5:30, and that's when my gym class starts, around 5:40. Once I crossed the road, it was 5:50, almost 6. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go shopping, and I buy food, and I come back and I cook food, and I stress eat. Yay. So mainly today I was brushing up my presentation. It's a lot of slides. I definitely cannot finish all of it, but we're just gonna put everything inside, and then when it comes to presenting it, I would cut down the slides. And then I was helping a friend exams. So yeah, that's that. And then I had a sort of end meeting with my supervisor, like end of placement, catch up with my supervisor. I forgot to bring her gift though. I need to remember tomorrow. But yeah, so we were basically just wrapping up some of the work that I still need to do, which was fine. But then and then she was like, oh, how did you find your placement? Was it what you expected from the like interning in the pharmaceutical industry? And I was like, no, it wasn't. It was much better than I expected. I did not expect to come in to do like a project. It was really well curated. And yeah, like, I don't know, and I learned so much. Like, okay, my project in the end, it is kind of successful. It was not the best calibration model that you've created, but then again, it's really hard to get the finalized one because you always need to refine it. But yeah, I think I've learned so much along the way, just the process of doing it, and talking to so many people, learning that so many different aspects can affect something. Yeah, it's just so much learning. I think I've also developed like personal development skills, like maintaining work-life balance, making sure that I leave on time, which sometimes I don't, but I tried. Anyways, yeah, so I think just observing people and knowing that you can be efficient. So much things that I've learned. And the different experts. It's often a lot of times you just go into once you dive into the details, you find things become more interesting. She also asked me whether or not I still like working in the management route, and I told her that yes, I do. I don't know, I just feel like I'm someone who likes to know a bit about everything, and getting to know, trying to piece people together, do different resources instead of try to dive into details on my own. So yeah, I like working in a team. I think, I don't know, just kind of nice. So yeah, that's that for today. Not very long because I'm really tired, and I still film it because I feel really guilty eating all the food. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Hopefully there's more interesting things tomorrow. Hello! This is day 43 of me working in AstraZeneca, and although I look very tired, I'm very happy today because I finished my presentation today. I finished preparing the slides, and I'm gonna have my presentation tomorrow. But I felt that presentation, although very long, I could easily talk about it for 20 minutes, but I need to cut down 20 more minutes actually, because I've already hidden some slides when I test run it. But it encompassed all the details of my 10-week placement, 9-week placement here in AstraZeneca, so I'm really happy with that, and to be able to put everything I've done into a slide, explain it clearly for people. So to be honest, if you just read the slide, you would understand it. That's how I would like my slide to be, but in terms of explaining it or presenting it, I definitely need to find ways to just pick up the elements that are truly important for this presentation, at least, to talk about. And of course, knowing more details would give you a better understanding of the project, as well as a better sense of achievement. But I think that's sufficient for the time being. So as you can see me walking back home fairly early. Well, it's not really early, it's 6:30 already when I left the office. But luckily it didn't rain, because it was forecasted to rain for the whole day today, and it somehow turned quite bright in the morning. So, well, not morning, sorry, just around 4 or 5 p.m. So now it's back to being a bit cloudy, but thankfully no rain. I just want to get back, dry, shower, go to sleep. But this morning, so one of the interns scheduled with one of the current pre-reg on how to prepare for interviews, and I thought it was really helpful knowing a bit of some of the interview questions, and also learning what she has to do in the pre-reg placement. So I think that would help with my answers as well. I just need to remember to look through it before my interview. So far I received AZ and Pfizer, but some of the other interns haven't received an interview offer from Pfizer yet. So I don't know if it's because I have more experience, or I'm able to explain myself better. But Pfizer, the initial application just requested for a CV and a cover letter. So it might be that they don't know me enough, that they wanted an interview with me. Of course, looking they think that I'm a potential candidate, and they want further information about myself. And then after my video recording, if they still contact me back,
and my other interns haven't heard back from Pfizer, then it's likely that I'm a better qualified candidate. But I don't know, you never know about these things. But I still need to prepare the same for my AstraZeneca interview, as well as talking about like being interviewed by the hospital and the community placement. I think one very interesting point to pick up on doing like a split industry in hospital or community placement is that you do technically shorten your clinical placement time from 12 months to 6 months. So I guess one of the key things that not just the recruiters but like the hiring manager or your interviewer is looking out for is that you can demonstrate that you are able to cope with the shortened clinical placement time and how you plan to address this. So what would you do proactively to make sure you cover all your GPHC competencies? I was told that there were 54, and you can find them all online, that you can complete them all within the 1 year time frame. And even like when you're not in a hospital community setting, how you can do when you're doing industry placement, you can sort of achieve some of that or create situations where you can achieve some of that. So yeah, I think it's interesting. I would like to read more about the 54 competencies and have a better idea of how I anticipate myself working in the pre-reg year, and I think that would really help me in my interview. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but likely when I'm on the trip, when I have a bit more free time. But yeah, that was a good talk with the pre-reg. Oh, and then today they had like a snapshot, not meeting, it's like a showcase, and I was like watching things like so they are doing inhaled oligosaccharides. Interesting. So it's more like DNA, very bio sorry, oh shit, where am I going? I took the wrong turn. That's awkward. So like DNA, it's more bio-based okay, I thought of the word. It's biopharmaceuticals. Why is it taking me so long to recount? So oligonucleotides. Oligonucleotides. They're basically like the antisense strands of your DNA, and then it's mainly like targeting your protein synthesis and addressing those things. So it's a very targeted therapeutic area, and they're now doing inhalation products for asthmatic patients. And of course, like they have formulations to think about, also the manufacturing, like the cost. So there are some of the things to think about, as well as like environment, so that like the waste that you generate. And formulation wise, they're planning to do like solid dose, and so how to create that tablet, because there's different requirements from this oligonucleotide product. And then you also need to how do I say this? You also need to think about like making the product. So and also testing it. So like analysis, testing it. How do you ensure that your analytical method is robust? Like, would it take too long? If it's taking too long, it's more cost. So how would you justify that this alternative analytical method can prove that your product is like well manufactured? So like all the stability, like content uniformity, so that all those have to be addressed. But and a lot of these things are new, like AstraZeneca is the one who established the first in the world. So I think that makes it super exciting, and I don't know, if there's a chance I would like to venture more into new modalities because I find them quite interesting. But honestly, learning about oral is also has also been very interesting. So really glad I'm getting on a placement. Everyone keeps asking me, like all the senior scientists that I'm working with, keep asking me like, oh, how are you finding the placement? Do you enjoy it? You know, it's a lot of work. What do you think about it? I really enjoyed them. Or even though the work was hard, I felt like I was learning a lot. I don't know if it's comparable to learning in school because it's technically a term. It's like a 10-week placement is almost equivalent to like an academic term of studies. I guess maybe the first few weeks we were learning SOPs and stuff like that, so not as high impact as like academic studies, but I do still feel like I've learned a lot, both the lab skills, analytical skills, as well as just understanding the whole process of drug development, and formulation design and etc. So there's so much that I can talk about, but yeah, I'm really glad to have this experience. Can't wait for my new adventure. So hopefully tomorrow's presentation goes well. Tonight I still need to try getting everything down to 10 minutes, and then for that maybe some information that I can't talk about if people didn't really raise much questions in the 5-minute Q&A. I would try to like ask them like, oh, what do you think, why do we do this, and etc. Prompt their curiosity and then answer the questions to cover my slides. But yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a plan. So I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with really good news. Bye! Hello! Today is my last day working. Well, technically yesterday was my last day because I did a presentation yesterday and I don't really have anything to do today. But we're just gonna have a farewell breakfast with the other interns. So after yesterday finishing my presentation, make sure all my ELNs are completed, submitted for approval, and then I just touch up a bit of my PowerPoint slides, so any additional notes I've added in, and I've also checked that all the files on my computer are like organized to give to some, like if they need to be sent to someone else, I've sent it out. So basically they're ready to be deleted when my laptop is returned. So yeah, that was 9 weeks in AstraZeneca. It's been a really fruitful experience, almost like a term of studying, and just seeing like what other people are doing, what other interns like getting to know people from other universities, as well as learning about the working culture. So I think it has been a very fruitful experience. I've learned so much. You've seen them in my videos that I've learned so much, as well as during this time juggling getting my visa, planning for my trip back home, like going back to London and then going to meet my parents in Italy and Switzerland. It has been a journey, but I'm really glad that I've completed it. So, and thank you so much for all of you for continuing watching Ming daily. I know sometimes it can be a bit of a bore, and it's just me feeling excited about all these things, but I hope you all have benefited a little bit from all these daily vlogs. It's quite an interesting experience for me to do it. Clearly I am more comfortable speaking to the camera as well as voicing out my thoughts, but I do notice that in my interview I can't just blab about anything. So definitely something that needs improvement on, but really glad to have done all of these, and yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a pause for Ming daily. I might show there might be some new bits coming up very soon as I move on to my next journey in my life. But for now, thank you for watching this series of me working in AstraZeneca. And yeah, check out my travel videos because I will be posting more videos up there soon. So yay!